Very warm welcome to all my dear learners. Welcome to my incredible classes. Here you will learn science for classes 6, 7 and 8 in a really fun and engaging manner. So my dear learners, we are starting with chapter number 2 of class 7. We did an activity class in this chapter. Did you observe that activity? Did you try with other items? I told you to try it with other things such as lemon and detergent. I told you that see whether the pH, the color change is similar with the soap solution and detergent solution. Did you try it? If not, try it today itself, because unless and until you observe those things, you won't be able to study properly. See, we are not by hurting things, we are observing and learning. This is our main tagline. Okay, we have to observe, the tagline of our CBSE, that we have to observe, experiment and learn. Okay, so that is why I recommend you to go and watch my first video of this chapter. Okay, it was a small video. You can try that in your home with an elder. Okay, always take a guidance of an elder person, maybe your mother, if teacher is there. Okay, now we will continue with the chapter. Okay, so far what we know about this chapter. Now first tell me, what is the name of the chapter? It is exploring substances, acidic, basic or neutral. Yes, exploring substances, that we are going to explore substances. What kind of substances? There are so many substances around us. Okay, the food we eat, the things we use. Okay, all those things we can categorize them into 3 categories. Okay, acidic, basic or neutral. What is the importance of knowing these things? Okay, this is what we should know. Okay, let it be acid, let it be a base. What I have to do with that? Should not think like that. Why? Because knowing whether it is an acid or a base can be a helpful factor for us. Okay, we will understand this in our chapter. As we continue this chapter, all these things will be clarified. Now, focus here. Now tell me, when exploring substances, when you hear the title of this chapter, what comes into your mind? What you already know? Can you share? Okay, you maybe know that there are some substances called acid, some substances called base and some substances called neutral substances. But what are these things? In detail we don't know. Okay, and anything else you know about it? You may know that acid are those substances which normally taste sour. Base are those kinds of substances which taste bitter. Now maybe this question may arise in your mind, that is bitter gourd acid or a base? It's a question. Okay, find it out. Now some substances like neutral. Now what is the taste of neutral? It has sour taste, it has bitter taste. But what is the taste of neutral substances? Oh, do you know a neutral thing? Any neutral substance? Maybe some of you can recollect that water is a neutral substance. Why? How? Okay, we know these many things about the chapter. Now we will understand what is the objective of the chapter. Now let's understand what are the objectives of this chapter. As I told you, we have to understand what is an acid, okay, a base and a neutral substance. How we can differentiate them? How we can differentiate them? Okay, now what helps us to differentiate? Do we have any kind of tool to differentiate acid, base and neutral substances? Yes, we do have, and we call them as indicators. And what is this indicator? We have to understand these things in this chapter, and for that we do certain activities. One activity we have already done in our first class, and in coming classes we will do the further activities. This is a theory class. Okay, so now let's get deeper into this chapter. So my dear learners, now you know there are so many things around us. We use so many things for our benefits. Okay, the food we eat, the other things we use in our day-to-day life, such as first the food we eat. Okay, what are the food we eat? The fruits, the vegetables, leafy vegetables, other vegetable. Okay, pulses, grain, rice, wheat. There are so many things we eat. Okay, there are other things we use for our use. We have soap, detergents, then we have oil, we drink water, we drink other soft drinks. Yes, and what all other things we use? Come on, speak up. These things I can recollect. So various creams we use, yes, various kinds of creams we use, and so these are the things I can recollect. If you can recollect more, comment it down. Well, now these substances I can categorize them into acid, base on the basis of certain properties. What are the properties? Yes, acids are those kinds of substances which has a sour taste. Sour, as far as you taste it, you have this kind of feeling. Oh, okay. And bases are those substances which generally has a bitter taste. Bitter taste is like, ooh, I don't want this. Okay, it doesn't taste good. Okay, you just put it aside. I don't want it. So such types of things. Now acids, these are found in acids, and this is the taste of base. So all those substances which have sour taste, we can categorize them into acids, and those substances which has a bitter taste, we can categorize them into base. Okay, now is this the only criteria? No, we cannot taste everything. How can we know that if this is harmful or not? And to know is whether it is an acid or a base, we just taste it and it actually harmed us. Okay, it can be harmful for us. So tasting is not an ultimate idea or ultimate way to categorize acids or base. Then how we can know? We can also touch or identify. Why I say touch? Because these bases, okay, these basic substances or base substances usually are soapy to touch. That is soapy, or you can say slippery. Okay, when you go for bathing, when you use a soap, what kind of feeling you have? You have to wash it many times because some slippery feeling is there. Yes or no? You have to wash it again and again so that feeling goes away. So that is why, because that soap is a base. That soap is a base. That why it has a slippery. It is slippery to touch. Now, if I try to conclude this, I said Acids are sour in taste and bases are generally bitter in taste. Base is also soapy to touch, but or I can say slippery, but I don't have a generalized way for acid. Okay, so I cannot rely on these taste and touch forms to categorize them. I cannot rely entirely on these two forms. So I need something so that I can differentiate an acid and a base. So to differentiate acid and base, I have a reliable form or thing that I call as indicator. As the name says, it indicates whether a given substance is an acid or base. Whether a given substance is an acid or a base. It has a role to differentiate whether it is an acid, the given substance or given liquid is an acid or a base. Okay. How? For that we have certain kinds of indicators. So let's understand what are these indicators. We have three kinds of indicators. What are that? Natural indicators. Concentrate here. This is natural indicator, synthetic indicator, olfactory indicator. As the name suggests, natural means it is by nature. Nature has given us, okay, these indicators. Synthetic, we human maids have prepared it, okay. Olfactory, olfactory means smell. Olfactory means smell. Okay. Through smell we can identify. Okay. This can be again naturally obtained things. So there are three kinds of indicators we can differentiate: natural indicator, synthetic, and olfactory, that is smell. Through smell we can differentiate. Clear? So let's discuss first the natural indicator. So now, my dear learners, I will give you a small situation. Listen carefully. So this is a story of a boy named Raj who was studying in class 7. He was a very good and obedient student. He always finishes his lunch whatever his mother gives him. And he was very fond of dal and rice. What? Dal and rice. Knowing this, his mother one day packed dal and rice for lunch. And when he opened his lunch box, and he was so happy that he immediately started eating it. And when he was trying to eat it fast, accidentally some rice and dal fell on his shirt. Now, even though he was a good boy, a very obedient boy, but was just scared of his mother because now his shirt is dirty. So he ran immediately to bathroom, okay, and tried to wash it. Now the the scar was not going, okay, not fading. So what he did, he saw a soap there. He saw a soap. He took some and put it on the shirt and tried to clean it. But he observed something. Instead of trying to clean it or instead of removing the stain has changed the color. It has gone from yellow to reddish brown. Oh no, he got so scared. He said, oh my God, now this was yellow. Now when I applied soap, the color has changed now. Now what will I do? Now he was very sad. Now he ran fast to his science teacher because he felt she can help. He asked her, "Ma'am, what is the situation? Now what will I do? My mother will not forgive me." Then the science teacher explained something very, very important. You want to know what she explained? Let's see. So, what his science teacher has explained. First of all, you should know what a dal is made of. Dal is a curry, okay? We use turmeric in it. What we use? Turmeric in it, okay? And turmeric is actually a indicator which naturally has yellow color. So turmeric is actually an indicator which naturally has yellow color. Okay. Now if we apply any basic solution or soap items, okay, any substances such as soap, okay, when we apply on it, on turmeric, if we apply soap on turmeric, this yellow color will change to reddish brown, indicating that the soap is a base. This turmeric has changed its color from yellow to reddish brown. When it changed? When we applied soap on it. Okay. Now, since soap is a base, then this turmeric will change its color to reddish brown. But if I take another situation, that instead of soap, he tried some lemon juice in it. Okay, some lemon juice in it. If he had applied some lemon on turmeric, then this yellow color will not change to reddish brown. This yellow color will not change to reddish brown or red color, indicating that lemon is an acid. Indicating that lemon is an acid. Again, what I told you, turmeric is a natural indicator which is normally yellow in color. And if we put any kind of basic substances into it, it will change its color to reddish brown, indicating that the substance that I have put on the turmeric is actually a base. If I put an acid onto the turmeric, it will not change color. When it does not change color after I putting it, that means the thing I try to put is actually an acid. So this is a turmeric solution, okay, and into the turmeric solution I added some liquid, okay, and the color of the turmeric changed to red color, telling that this liquid is a base. Okay, and if the same case if I added some liquid, the color does not change. Okay, the yellow color does not change, telling that the liquid is a acid. Okay, color change, From where? To yellow, to reddish brown. That means the liquid is a base and no color change. No color change from yellow. That is, yellow is still yellow. That means the substance or the liquid I put is actually an acid. So this is how an indicator works. It tells you the substance I put is actually a base or an acid. Clear? So that is why we call them as indicator, and turmeric is naturally available in our nature. Okay, nature has given us, so we call them as natural indicator. So turmeric is an natural indicator. Clear? Now, is that all? Only turmeric is there as a natural indicator? No, there are many substances. First is turmeric, second one is hibiscus, the China rose, the activity we did. What we observe in that activity? When I applied to an acid, the color changed to red. Not much change. But when I applied into a base, the color changed to greenish color. Yes, telling that the substance is a base. Clear? So, turmeric is there. So, if you ask you, ma'am, only turmeric is there? No, we have many substances like hibiscus, rose. We will do this activity. Turmeric and rose, both activity we will do. Okay, jamun. Okay, Indian blueberries we say. The second type is synthetic indicator. What is the second type? It is synthetic indicator. Okay, synthetic means man-made indicator, and an example that we have is litmus paper. Is a litmus paper. Litmus paper is actually made from a natural substance called lichens. Okay, these are algae which are normally found, and from them we have prepared litmus paper. And there are two types of litmus paper are there. Okay, there are two types of litmus paper. What are these two types of litmus paper? One is red litmus paper, okay, and second one is blue litmus paper. I call blue. Okay, first one is red litmus paper, second one is blue litmus paper. Okay, and when I put this red litmus to any liquid, okay, if I put this red litmus to any liquid, and the color of this red litmus changes to blue, that means the liquid is a base. What I said? If into a liquid I put a red litmus paper, okay, and the color of this litmus paper changes, that means this liquid is a base. Okay, we say the red litmus has changed to blue. The red litmus has changed to blue, that means the substance is basic, that is base. B, last one is B for base. If the red litmus changes to blue in color, that means the liquid is basic in nature or it is a base. Okay. Now, the second type of litmus, that is blue litmus paper. If I put blue litmus paper into a liquid and it changes to red color, that is blue litmus changes to red color, that means the liquid is actually an acid. Okay, if the red litmus changes to blue, that means the liquid into that I put it is actually a base, and the blue litmus, if changes to red color, when I put the color of the litmus paper changes to red color, then that means the liquid is an acid. Okay, BLR, Bangalore, the short form of Bangalore, BLR. Okay, you can remember that. That is blue litmus changes to red, that means the substance is acidic. If the red litmus is changing to blue, that means it is basic in nature. Clear? It also indicated that the given substances is an acid or a base. Therefore, litmus paper, that is litmus paper is an acid base indicator. Litmus paper is an acid base indicator. Clear? Are you clear with these two terms? Dear learners, let's revise quickly what we have learned in this class. We have learned about the acidic and basic substances, that how they taste. Acidic substances taste sour and basic substances are bitter in taste, generally bitter in taste, and these basic substances are soapy to touch. So this is how we can find how if a given substance is acid or a base, but we can entirely cannot depend on that taste and touch. Why? We cannot taste everything. So that's why we need another tool to tell us, to differentiate us whether the given substance is an acid or a base. Here comes the role of acid base indicators. Okay, we have natural indicators, synthetic indicators and olfactory indicators. In this class we have discussed only two indicators, that is natural and synthetic. Natural indicator is turmeric indicator, that we discussed in detail, that it changes color only in basic substances, no change in color in acidic substances. Second, the synthetic indicator that we have is litmus paper. Very important. Litmus paper is a man-made indicator. It is prepared from lichens. Yes, and it has two types, that is blue litmus paper and red litmus paper. And when I put this paper into a liquid, if their color change, then it tells that whether the given substance is an acid or base. How? If the blue litmus paper changes to red, then the substance is an acid, or if the red litmus changes to blue, RLB, blue, then the given substance is base. If it changes to blue, red to blue, blue, that means it is basic. Blue, base. Red to blue, that is it's a base. You remember one thing, the second thing will naturally come into your mind. So we have discussed this much in this class. Now we have to discuss about the neutral substances, yes, olfactory indicators and neutralization in the coming lecture. So we will meet again in the coming lectures. So connect with me, study with me, we will study together, and if you have any kinds of doubts, comment down.